One grumpy old man is classics here. Apologies for yesterday's video. We seem to have had a bit of a technical error, and that video is going to be taken down, and the video that should have been put up is the one that's going to play now. Sorry about that, and thank you for your continued watching these videos. Thank you.
Morning and welcome to One Grumpy Old Man and His Classics. So, back on the E28, quite a lot's happened. So brakes, suspension, steering, all done. Brakes are yet to be bled. I've taken the fuel pump and filter out. That's been replaced with a new one. The next step is to get the tank out, and also I need to clean the bumpers up and get them back on, because I haven't got much space to store the bumpers at the moment, so I'd rather get them cleaned up and prepared and get them back on temporarily, just so that they're in a safe place. So let's crack on. Show the struggle of getting this tank out, purely because it's been in there 37 years. I didn't know how crusty or rusty the bolts would be that were holding it in, but luckily for me, only one snapped off, which is not too much of a problem because I can probably drill that out. But considering this tank's been in the car 37 years, obviously it's had a build-up of muck around the filler neck, not giving it a proper clean yet, but it looks okay actually. I'm going to give it a full scrub up and clean up, give it some rust protection, and then give it a coat of Schultz, I think is the best thing. But inside the tank, difficult to see. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this on camera, but I mean, it's not too bad inside. I've seen worse. It's got a little bit of surface rust. There's been some fuel in there that's sort of and sediment. There you go. So not too bad. I think it was worth taking out. It's got to be done. So what I'm going to do is get some fresh fuel, and I'm just going to chuck a load of nuts and bolts in there and just shake the life out of the thing. See how that will clean it up. I'm not sure how else to clean it really, because I'm never going to get my arm in that little hole to try and have a bit of a scrub round with something. So I'm going to try some fresh fuel, a whole load of nuts and bolts, give it a shake as much as I can. I've seen this done before on another YouTube channel, and so I've got this mixture of nuts, bolts, washers that I've had forever. Barely use anything out of there. It's just a tin of old bits and bobs. So I'm going to tip them down the filler neck. I've blanked up any holes that I need to and put a bit of tape around where that filler neck was perforated. No, that's not the finished repair. That's just to stop any fuel coming out. So I'm going to tip a load of these nuts, bolts and washers in, tip some fresh fuel in there and give it a shake, and you can have a laugh at an old guy shaking a tank trying to clean it out. That's not going to work. Let's just chuck a load in by hand for it, I think. much do you put in? I don't know. Let's have another handful. Best bit is going to make sure I get all this out afterwards. I'll worry about that later. Oh, let's have one more. Let's have one more for luck. Let's try that. Put some fuel in. Oops. There you go. I think I'll put half a gallon in. Don't know what a gallon is. Half a litre. Right. I don't know how much you need to put in really. Let's try that. What have I got to lose? Got nothing to lose, have I? See some fuel seeps out there where I put that tape round. Right, let's give this a shake up and see how that goes. Not as easy as I thought it was. Nothing like the smell of fuel, is there? Nice bit of unleaded. Oops, that was a bit daft, wasn't it? Should have put the fuel cap on, shouldn't I? Just splashed a bit out over the door frame. Oh yeah. Cleaned that up nice. Let me get a fuel cap. That was the first fail, wasn't it? Oh dear. Right. I can't do anything about it dribbling out of there. I'll get too old for this. You get the gist. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. I know you'll probably enjoy a laugh at an old guy trying to shake a tank up. After a thorough shake around with all these nuts, bolts, washers and stuff that I put in the tank and gave it a thorough good shake around, and once I'd felt as though I'd done enough, I tipped all the nuts, bolts and washers out. I've been fishing around in there with a extendable magnet, managed to get every last bit out that I put in there. So I've just drained the fuel off into this container, and you can see what's come out of the tank, all this sediment. And I've flushed the tank and flushed the tank and flushed the tank. I've got the most out I possibly can, but what I think I'm going to do once I've repaired the tank and then I reinstate it back in the car, in the engine bay, I'm going to put inline fuel filter for the first, I don't know, few hundred miles, maybe the first 1,000 miles, and keep checking it and changing it as necessary to get any bits out that I couldn't quite get. But we'll give it a go and see how it performs. So I'm guessing it's going to suck some nasty stuff up out of the tank still, but with an inline filter that I can change easily periodically and keep my eye on it. And well, I'll let you know in a future video how that goes. Well, I'll show you in a minute. And yes, there is a little bit of perforation around the filler neck, not at tank level, but just up a little bit where it joins the tank. There's a bit of perforation, which is a shame, but we'll have to get some tank repair for that. And so that was worth taking out, I think. So I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but just there and there we've got a bit of perforation. So let's clean the rest of the tank up. I think that's only going to be my problem area. So new water pump. The other one had a little bit of play and a bit of slop in the shaft, so there's no point taking any risks. Put a new cam belt on and everything, so it's a bit daft not to do this at the same time, and not very expensive. The parts have been reasonably priced on this car. Not that they're genuine parts, but they're just aftermarket. But they seem okay. So let's put the new gasket on there. I've previously, I'll find the right orientation. So it's an age thing. Comes to us all in the end. It certainly does. So I wouldn't worry about that. There we go. That's it. That's it. So it's only 3 13mm bolts that hold this on. So it's quite an easy installation. It's not difficult. I mean, it's just, might not have got this 100% right. Let's give it another turn. I'll get this in a minute. It's a bit like the Krypton factor. If any of you know what that was, got it. There we go. The old boy got it eventually. So let's see if I can drop this or anything. This pump will only go on one way. Let's see if I can get at least the first bolt started. I think. Let's just. I'm not making a very good job of this, am I? There we go. First one in. He's done it. Right. So I just need to move that gasket around a bit so I can align the second bolt. There we go, that's the second one started. Let's get the third bolt in. Just give that a little clean up. I missed that one. I do like to clean everything up on reassembly, even nuts, bolts and washers. A bit sad really, but there you go. Right, and I think third and final one Is up in there. There we go. There we go. Let's just tighten all these up equally in rotation. So distorting anything. So let's just nip them up, then I'll go back round in a circular motion, just tightening them up. Sorry about that. I think the camera had a little movement of its own then. Okay, water pump's in. I need to just go and locate the bottom pulley and the tensioner, because the tensioner sits in here on the water pump casting. So I've refitted the cam belt and tensioner, done all that off camera because it's a little bit fiddly because I had to get the crankshaft pulley on because it's a bit tight getting it around the cover that's around the bottom, so I find it easier just take the crankshaft pulley off, and then when you refit the cam belt you can slide that back on with the cam belt round it and then feed it round the other two pulleys. So it's tensioned, I've tightened it up and the trusty old workshop manual says give the engine 2 revolutions, slacken off the tensioner so it can take up if there's any other slack, and then you just retighten it. Simple as that, apparently. Anyway, as far as camshaft belt goes, camshaft belts go, I mean, it's not one of my favourite jobs because modern cars, what a palaver some of them are. Of course, lots of modern cars now have got timing chains that fail. So I think engine technology is so far advanced now, and all the working tolerances are so small. I think they're more prone to failure. These old engines that either with a timing chain or a cam belt, they never had these problems. But I guess all the tolerances are a bit slacker on these old engines, but yeah, as far as this one goes, it's quite an easy job to do actually, just a little bit fiddly. So let's give the engine 2 revolutions. I did take the spark plugs out earlier on and spray some more oil down there, just to as a preventative measure, because this is the first time this engine has turned over in a long time, so I'm just taking it easy and being gentle with it. So let's go for another one. Just turn it over quite nicely, no scraping or any horrible noises, but obviously I don't know what it's really like in there because I've not had a proper look, but I've just decided to do it this way. Get the engine with the new belt on, get new plugs in, new leads, cap, rotor arm, get all that done, coil. There we go. So that's back to where we started with the marks I put on it. Everything seems to be okay. So let's just slacken these bolts off. That one. And then that one. So yeah, it did appear to move slightly. Quite a good way of tensioning actually, because it's on a sort of a pointed bolt with a spring on it, and it finds its own tension, which is good. So let's tighten these up. That's torqued. I probably get told off for doing it like this, you should torque things up, but when you've been doing it for so many years, or decades in my case, you get a feel for things, you know. So I think that would do. Belt feels about right. So, cam belt done. What's next? I think we'll gap the plugs, get the plugs back in, new plugs. We get the leads and rotor arm, strip the cap and all that back on, and the covers. I hope I haven't assembled this and then realise I've got to undo something to put stuff on. I've done a fair bit off camera, just for the case it's a bit fiddly and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm new to this filming and YouTubing stuff, so yeah, I could have done some time lapse, but I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm just cutting in and out. I'm hoping it's not too boring for you, or maybe I should do this slightly different. I'm not sure. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll probably get better at this and show a bit more detail. It's all pretty basic stuff. So I'm just literally putting this distributor cap on because it's all done. Cam belt's all done. Water pump's done. It's got new plugs in it. I've been cleaning bits up as I go along, you know. I don't see the point of putting stuff back on filthy dirty. Just clean it up as you go along. See if I can get that bottom bolt. Just make this has got 3 bolts on this distributor cap. I'm just making sure it's pulling up all nice and square. So I don't want to get it on a bit skew with. I want to make sure it's all sat on there properly. Not done up too tight because these are quite delicate, these things. Just see the gap closing up now. So, there we go. Just nip that up. There we go. Nipped up. These don't need to be tight at all. These are just there we go. That's that one nipped up. Just this one to go. It's all pulling up nicely. There we go. So I think that's as far as I'm going to go at the moment. I think the next step will be get the HT leads on, get them in the right sequence. Not going to worry too much about radiator hoses at this point, or put the fan on. I think the next step is to check the injectors, make sure that they're getting power to them. Just pop all the electrical connections, give them a check, clean up and give them a spray with some contact cleaner, make sure everything's getting good contact. And then once I've repaired the tank, I'm just waiting for some stuff to come tomorrow. So once that arrives, I can fix the tank, give it a nice coat of black shorts to protect it, get the tank in, get fuel pump and filter in, get an inline filter in the engine bay so I can see, just to make sure if anything's being sucked up out of the tank that might be left over. So I'm going to put that there because there's a join there anyway. But I'm going to renew the flexi fuel pipes anyway because I don't know about if there's going to be any perishing or anything. They feel a bit hard as well. So I'm going to change a few fuel pipes in the engine bay anyway, because at the rear it's all going to be new. So yeah, good progress. Don't forget, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave some comments, I don't know what the expectations are, so just do all that good stuff, and it'll be much appreciated. Thank you.